Hello, welcome to HerdmanHealth Tutorials. In this video, I will be explaining how to create staff for your organization. In the next video, I will be explaining how to create classes. And before we create those, we will need to have staff so that we can assign the staff to the classes. In order to begin, please navigate to the Setup button on the left-hand side. Once you click on the Setup screen, navigate yourself to the third tab, which says Staff. On this page, all of the existing staff would be displayed. Before we go ahead and create our first staff member, I would like to explain the three roles that exist within HerdmanHealth. There is the role of an admin, a role of an instructor, and then the role of an admin and instructor. I will begin by explaining what the admin and instructor does. By default, this role is automatically assigned to the person that logged in through HerdmanHealth. Let me explain what each one of those does. An admin is responsible for creating, managing, and adding staff members, creating classes, naming, editing them. They are also responsible for setting passwords to those students and staff members. An instructor is responsible for creating assessments within HerdmanHealth. The role of an instructor is similar to one of a teacher. They can create assessments, they can share these assessments between their peers, and they can also add notes to already existing assessments of the students. An admin and instructor combines both of those roles in one. If you would prefer to have one person responsible for all of these, you can have an admin and instructor. If you'd like to split the labor between two people, you could have an admin and an instructor. Alright, let's add our first staff. You could do so by clicking the Add Staff button right here. When you do so, this window will pop up. Here, you can add the first name. In this example, let's call him John. Then we fill out the last name. Let's call him Doe. For this staff member, let's select the instructor role. If you would like, you could also add professional credentials in this bar here. The organization and the assessment prefix would be filled out automatically. Afterwards, you would need to add the email address of the staff member. For now, let's write a gibberish one, because I will show an example of how to edit that later. Lastly, we have the option between the MS Word desktop version and the MS Word web version. Depending on your operating system, whether it be Windows, Mac, or Linux, one of the two versions of MS Word would work better or worse depending on what operating system you have. Once you're ready to create the user, you can click the Create User button at the bottom. As you can see, we now have a John Doe whose subrole is an instructor. Let's add another staff member. This time, let's add an admin. Let's call him Steven. And last name, let's call him Doe. We'll skip the professional credentials for now, and let's add his real email address. Once we're satisfied with all the entered information, we can click Create Staff. Now, as you can see, we have an admin, an instructor, and then myself by default as an admin and instructor. Now, let me show you how to create a password for the newly created staff. In order to do so, click on the pen icon next to the staff member that you would like to change the password for, and click Reset Password. This will bring up the following window. The first method of changing a password for staff would be by email. As you can see, the email address is preemptively inputted based on what we have entered previously. If you would like to give the freedom of the staff member to set their own password, you can send them the email, and they will receive a form which will allow them to log in and change their own password for HerdmanHealth. The second option that we have is by direct input. The two fields at the bottom would become available for editing. You can manually enter a password that you would like to give the staff member. If you would like to send them that password or notify them via your own way, then you are free to do so. Here, you can enter their password for them. If you would like to view the password, you can also click on the eye icon and it will unhide the password that you have entered. Once you are happy with that password, you can click Set Password at the bottom, and that would set the password for that staff member. The last thing that I would like to explain is how to edit any information of the staff members. Say that the email that we wrote for John Doe was full of gibberish and not his actual email. In order to change the email for John Doe, we go to the pen icon to the left of his name in the table, and we click Edit Profile. The previous window from before will show up, and then you can re-enter any information that you would like to change, from name to email to role. Once you're satisfied with the new changes, you can click Update Account.
One last thing. If an instructor or an admin is no longer working for your organization, a tutorial on how to delete them would be in the Creating Classes video.
That would be it for this video. Thank you for watching.